Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Annette Green. It's been a while. If you followed me last time, it has been a while since last time, so I appreciate your patience. I am working in my vintage black planner from Elizabeth Craft Designs. You see two here, and that's because I am working on 1 week of every week in my life of 2023. So this would be my first planner with a little intro page, and now I've moved on because that one got full, and we're all the way back here on week, well, actually we're going to combine 2 weeks. So the last one I did was week 44, but week 45 and 46 are now going to be a 2-page spread because I went on a cruise. I was gone for a little while. Today's Thanksgiving Day, so happy Thanksgiving to my US friends here. But as the turkey's in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and start some page work here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with my cruise, I did teach on a crafting cruise with Crafters Therapy Cruises. If you need information about that, in fact, I'm teaching on another one in September of 2024. It's already scheduled, almost all the way sold out, believe it or not. You can go to my blog, and I'll put that up on the screen, and I'll also link it in the description below. I do have a post on there right now all about that new cruise for next year on the Icon of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. On the cruise, I teach a few classes, two main classes and then one smaller make and take class. And then there's all these other fun activities that Donna Fortuna, who is the hostess of Crafters Therapy Cruises, she organizes, like secret sister swaps, card swaps, page layout contests, pajama contests. Super fun, but we all get to enjoy a lovely cruise at the same time, so it's an amazing experience. If you can do it, I would highly recommend it. So all the information is posted, like I said. Now what you're looking at here are all my photos that I have chosen for this 2-page spread. And you know, you only have so much room. You've seen me in the past, I think, how I have worked in lots of photos on a single page. And then even more, I did, again, a 2-week spread when I was away in Canada doing a crafting retreat there. But this one, I'm just going to keep it to a 2-page spread. I'm not going to do any flips and flaps. And these are my pages that I've already cut out. So I kind of have some ideas in place already. And because I am limited to just a few, main photos, which I have already predetermined here based on the dies I've decided to use, I do want to mention that every time I go on a cruise or if I teach at a crafting retreat, I like to do a little traveler's notebook like this. And so I was working on this on the actual cruise, and this way I can put in a lot more detail as far as journaling. I can put a lot more photos. I have a ton of photos from this trip. So I was actually on the cruise doing a little bit of this. I would go into the classroom after hours and print my photos on my little selfie printer and start to document things. I didn't get super far, but this is something that I will work on. Now that I'm home, I'll start adding more things and really put all the details in here. So this will be limited to just a handful of maybe, just to get the point across that I was on a cruise and that I taught and who I was with. Okay, so with all that said, let's look at what my plan is starting to look like here. I grabbed a very new die and an older die. The new die, I just wanted to play with it. I haven't played with it yet. I want to get it to work. It's this great postage stamp page die by Esther Glass. She does a lot of the Planner Essentials, well, she does all the Planner Essentials dies and the Sidekick dies. She designs them all. So there is the page with all these great little postage cutouts, and then there's all the little frames, and then a whole bunch of numbers of different sizes and stuff. It's really fun. So I thought, well, some of the smaller photos might actually, be recognizable what's in them, even though these are very small, some of them. So I plan to put a couple of photos in those spaces and then fill the other spaces with other stuff. You'll see. Now there's these bigger 3 at the top, and so this postage stamp page will be on the right hand side, and my plan is for the left hand page to be this one here, which is Planner Essentials 48, the porthole page. It has these portholes. Isn't that perfect for the cruise? This one is 2075 postage stamp page. That's what it's actually called. So, and of course I'll link everything below. All right, so the porthole page will go like this, and I'm going to cut those 3 into circles to fit into the portholes. And then of course you have a porthole die to do a little decorative frame to the portholes themselves. And then I just want to show you on this set, you have all of this, right? So a great ship's wheel, an anchor, fish. These are the little rivets that go on the porthole if you want to use them. See them there in the design? So you can cut them out again and put them on top of there. These little cameras can be hole reinforcements or tag toppers. And then back here we have even more. Looks like a different style of porthole frame. This says summer in a big circle, and there's a starfish. Okay, so to start with, I've got my little Empress Mini right here at my tabletop. I'll link to that below in my Amazon favorites. If you use my links to my Amazon favorites, then I get a little bit of a thank you commission, so that's kind of nice for me. All right, so I'm going to lay this on here, and I am going to take the actual porthole frame die, because it has a little inner circle there that will cut this just perfectly, the right size circle that I need. Before I printed, I did get an idea of the circle first, so it's very close to what I needed, as you can see, right? The way that I do that is on my Canon Pixma TR8620 printer, also linked in my Amazon favorites, and I work in Photoshop Elements, and I size things all on one sheet in there and print them out at the same time. So I do have a video that I will link to below on how I do that a little more in detail. But let's just see. Sometimes these dies don't want to cut all the way through a photo, but they'll get most of it. And then we can just kind of help it out with scissors to finish it off. Because my photo paper is just a little thick, but sometimes you can kind of pop it out. Yeah, see? Okay, pretty cute, right? That worked. All right, I'm going to continue with those other two, and I'll be back. Okay, great. The only problem is this one right here. See that little white area at the top? That's okay. I'll just overlap something on there. I could have printed another photo and recut that out, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. That little sliver of white, I think when I get it on my page, I can do a little something up there. All right, so the rest of these guys I'm just going to cut out because I've already pre-measured them to fit in that postage stamp page. So I'll do that next. And then I did grab one more die. Now this one I don't believe is available anymore, so I apologize. But you know, if you're an Elizabeth Craft Designs fan, you might have this in your stash. And I love to use older stuff because it's not always about what's brand new, right? We buy these things, we use them a couple times, and then we forget about them. But I remembered it because it has all this great summer stuff in it. Look at this great palm tree. Palm frond, this kind of stuff, seaweed, there's a turtle, it's another starfish, a little smaller, all kinds of stuff. This says summer, but there's like flip-flops in here, there's a pocket, there's a wave, there's another pocket over here, a little side tuck if you wanted more space. You could add a pocket to your page. So it's a pretty great set. So I might use some elements from there. After I get all my photos in place, I'll see where I need to fill. Okay, I've got all my photos cut out, and I'm just looking at the colors overall because now I need to cut my page dies. Even though I have pages down here already, of course we can't cut this because this is the back side of 44. So I'm going to go look at my papers in my stash and see what I can layer over the top of this paper that kind of goes with my photos. These 3 circles will be here somehow, some way, probably this way. And then all these other ones. So there's a common blue going on, as you can see maybe, in a lot of these photos. So I think I'm going to go with something that's kind of aqua, but not as blue as the blue sky, just to kind of coordinate but not match. So I'm going to go to my stash and try to find that. And then also, almost forgot to pull my number dies for weeks 45 and 46 over here because it's a 2-week spread. And as always, these come from Planner Essentials 37, the stitched letters and numbers set. So I got those over here, and I'll decide on the color once I get my paper plan here. Okay, there's a lot of good options here. This is from my stash from one of the books, Reminiscence the book. I don't know which one because I take them out of the book and I just file them by color. I want to say 4, but I'm not sure. So I have all these different wonderful options. So I've just pulled them. And then I came across this one. This has, where is it? Cruising, Bon Voyage, Ocean View. Lots of good things there for embellishment. So I'm going to put that aside for that later. And I'm just going to kind of look. I'm looking up there and I'm looking over here. And I know I said teal, but then I came across some really great options. I do like this one, but I like this one too. This one's wonderful, beautiful. This is too purple, so that's out. That's easy. That's pretty good too. You see what I'm going through here? This is probably what you guys do. I'm kind of thinking that might be good. That might be good. This is a little teal, but maybe too much. So we'll put that on the floor. This is definitely tealy. I might use this for maybe a journaling place. I'm going to put that over there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work as much as I love it. And I think that's too light, and that's just too busy and pretty. So, okay. Okay, I just had to show you this. This is the coolest die. Look at the way that that cuts out all those little holes. Now you can tear this apart and do all kinds of stuff with it, even on a card or someplace else, or on your page, of course. But I'm just going to use the whole darn thing because it looks so cool, and the background of my paper shows through very nicely. If that was dark paper, I would probably replace that, but it's showing through really great. So I'm going to leave it just like that and glue it right to that. And then I've got the same paper over here that I showed you that I picked out. But I did grab some lighter blue. This is the back side of this piece of paper that seemed like it would work nice for my portholes. So that is the plan there, to kind of set that off on that dark blue from the rest of it in the photos. And I'll do some little rivets. My thought right now is, do I need to do something to the background page that is going to show? And I kind of feel like I want to. I don't know what it is exactly. I feel like because there's so much of this really great bluish green that I want to add a little bit of that here and there as well. So I'm going to play around with that. But before I do that, I just want to show you. When I was printing my photos and sizing them out, I actually wrote down like the sizes and where they were going to land on here. And now that I see some of these dark backgrounds on this dark paper, I may have to make these a little smaller and do a photo map, but we'll see. We'll see. We've got our 2 prize winners here that won prizes on the cruise, and I was going to put them up here together. And then we've got this cute picture of me and my gal pals, and this lovely picture of Tiffany, and I'm just an accessory off to the side, but I thought I'd put that one there. And then I just have some filler pictures of, you know, scenery kind of stuff. So I think I was going to do these sort of opposing, one down here, and this one's bigger. I think this one was supposed to go down here, and this one's a little bigger, so it might go there or there, and I'm thinking there just for balance. And then the rest of these places, I can do more photos if I want to, but I think I want to add embellishment in there. So I'm going to hold off on that. But so far this is the plan, and now that I see it, I don't think that I need photo mats behind any of this. I think it's going to hold up just fine. Grabbed a couple of inks over here. I'm going to put down a scrap, and I'm just going to add, I think, a little bit of color here. Take this tag out from the page in front there, just so we don't mess that up. Little blue. So I've got cracked pistachio, evergreen bough. Let's see which one we like. I think this one is more blue. Okay, great. And this is a little more green. And so we're going to combine the two a little bit by just sort of rubbing it in those spaces. You could use oxides here. I'm just going to use Distress ink, regular Distress, because it's handier within my reach. And then down in this corner a little bit. Do you have to use 2 colors? No. But I just find that it might be a little more interesting to blend, because that looks blue and green to me, not just greenish, not just bluish. So if we laid that on there, could use just maybe a little more of the blue, I think. So we'll just kind of darken that up a little. And then it might still need a little more blue, but I'm liking it. It might look weird right now, but when I get the photos in there, I think it's going to be okay. And if you notice, I decided to put the cruise ship photo at the top with that little white space that I had issue with, because I can use my little cruising tag up there like that to camouflage that. But this looks pretty good. Maybe just a little blue. I think I'll just get some broken china or something. Add just a little bit more blue there. I don't want it to look like this. I just want it to have a little more of that feel. Okay, I think that's it. Just took a little bit of broken china and added it in there darker, and I think that looks nice. Alrighty, I have some things down here, and I did decide to put just a little bit of that same blue as a photo mat behind my photos here, and I feel like it just helped them stand out just a little bit better. Okay, and then this is how this turned out so far with my little teal over here. It looks good. And you know what? The turkey is almost ready, so I need to go. I'll be back. Okay, it is a new day. I enjoyed my turkey dinner very much, and then relaxed, and it's the next day to get back to this. Okay, so there were a few things that I played with last night, and that was I grabbed some silver cardstock, like metallic, and I cut the whole reinforcements here, and these are just, you know, kind of skinny little circles, and those come from the reinforcement variety pack, the first one. So it has no number. It may say 1 on the website, but that's the one that I used. Put those on there. I did go ahead and cut out some of these little rivets from that one piece of the die with the porthole that looks like that. And I used the ones that are little hexagons. I haven't glued any down yet. I just wanted to see how they looked. I'm pretty happy with it. I was going to use a silver anchor, but then I changed it because I colored my little ship wheel with some markers, and that's going to go over there somewhere. So I just kind of quickly colored an anchor with the markers as well. I didn't work too hard at it, so don't look too close. I colored a little palm tree with my alcohol markers, got that ready. I think it's going to go here. I did my journaling. This was just some more of that blue paper, but the other side had like library card. So I just cut another section of that down to size to fit in here somewhere. A couple little tickety ephemera things, a little piece of a tag ticket that I wrote the date. And then of course my cruising and my bon voyage I picked. So you see I put some eyelets in there and a little bit of red twine just for that tiny little pop of color. And I think I'm going to put that one there, and of course we were going to put that one there. And that's all I did. So now I just need to get this stuff on here and show you how it looks. As I'm assembling, I will talk about a few things. One of them is, I didn't mention first of all that I added in some pattern paper in these open places, and then some solid here, and then this will go here. So photo mats on all those photos. I didn't resize the photos, I just cropped them a little smaller than what they were already done, so I didn't have to go back and reprint and recut those out. But I was going to talk about week 47 it will be, which is actually the week we're in right now, right? Is that right? Gosh. Anyway, Jamie is here, our daughter, and we've been doing all kinds of things since I've been here. So I think we're going to document that together. It's probably not going to be Sunday because Jamie is visiting with a friend from Asheville that day, which is in North Carolina, but not far from here. So I think it might be Monday before we even make the video. So just a couple more days, you'll see another video to catch up. And then I think I'll be all up to date. So I do appreciate your patience if you're following. I know when I was on the cruise, I had one little moment of having the internet when we stopped at one of the islands. And I checked it really quick, and I saw people were on my Facebook page saying, I'm having withdrawals. Where's week 44 or 45? And then I saw other people explaining, hey, I think she's on her cruise. So they were talking amongst themselves while I was off cruising and having a good time. But I am here. I am back, getting back on track. Okay, let me finish up all these little details. You don't want to watch me glue little rivets, so I'll get that on here, and then I'll come back and show you the finished page. Alrighty, I believe we are done here. Let me just snip these off. I could leave those hanging off, but they're a little delicate, so I'm just going to trim them away. Okay, let's see how it looks in the planner. Like Paul said, is it going to look any different in the planner? We got to put our little tag back in this pocket from 44. Kind of glad there's only a handful of weeks left because it's getting full, getting really full. Okay, that's how it looks. Pretty pleased with that. Hope you guys like that. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today and going through the process. If you were on the cruise and you don't see your picture here, don't worry. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you in here because I have all these pages to fill up, and I'm going to get everybody's picture in there for sure eventually. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope everyone in the U.S. had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I do thank all of you so much, always, for joining me, and especially during the Thanksgiving holiday. It reminds me how thankful I am. So thank you again. And I will see you very soon, in just a couple of days. Take care.